Okay, perfect. So we are ready to go. So once again, a very warm welcome to our webinar with Airssist today. So we are very happy to present you today our new preferred supplier for VIP airport services. So especially in these times, airport procedures have changed, and it is very important to offer your customers some new services. So therefore, we are very happy to have Airssist today here to learn more about their VIP airport services. And with this, I would like to hand over to Zanya to start the presentation.
Thank you very much, Inga. Allow me to welcome you and to greet you, all of you. So on behalf of Airssist, I do have my colleagues with me, and we are also happy to walk you through the presentation that we have prepared for you. I'm just trying to run the slide, but things are not moving as smooth as I expected. So I will just introduce my colleagues while I'm trying to move on with the presentation. So I have with me Lee, she's our concierge manager. I have Carol, she's our marketing head, and as well our CEO and founder, Dr. Adnan Rambo, who will
Sanya, just a second. Sanya, we can hear you not very well. Maybe you can change a little bit your micro, or there's some disruption in
Yes,
Is
sorry.
it like a background noise again?
Yes, so I think we solved this issue just before the presentation, but now it changed again. So can you go on talking? I think it is better now.
Okay, let's try. So basically, we
perfect.
would like to start to get to know us better.
Yeah.
We are a very unique marketplace for the airport meet and greet service. Behind the platform, as you can see, we have pretty diverse and I would say passionate, energetic team of airport and technology professionals. And we all have a mission, which is basically to ensure the memorable experience at each and every single airport around the world. I will just pass the baton to our CEO and founder, Dr. Adnan Rambo, who will maybe shed a little bit more light on what is our mission and vision. So Inga, I would just like your assistance if you can connect me with our founder. He should be under the name of Adnan, or maybe he's still on under my name.
So Adnan is here with us, and well, he can unmute himself and introduces himself. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, just a second. I'm figuring out the technology here. Just 1 second.
We are so much into Airssist that we basically forgot how to do a proper Zoom call.
Yeah.
Our mission was totally focused on developing the platform and the service.
Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, Sanya. Thank you, Inga. Thank you, Andre, also for your support to have us present Airssist today. Actually, we've been providing airport meet and greet in our business for many years, and we realized that this segment of the business is the last undigitized segment. I mean, everything in the travel industry is digitized. The air travel, the hotel, the transportation, even the excursion recently, but still it's pretty manual for the airport meet and greet. Some airport providers have websites where you can book the services, but it's very hard job to find them and to communicate with many of them. So for over 3 years now, we are working closely with most of the airports of the world on connecting them to our platform and listing them so that Airssist can act as a one-stop shop to purchase airport meet and greet services in all airports around the world in one platform and marketplace. My colleague Sanya is going to describe to you how the system works and what are the benefits from it. And any question you may have, it will be our pleasure to answer it and be with you here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well, Adnan. I'm so happy that you had an opportunity to join us. And on behalf of that, I would just like Inga, if you can help me just to share the video that I believe it will shed a light on actually what we do and how does our platform offer the services that we believe it can be pretty beneficial, especially nowadays throughout this Corona time.
Okay. Yes, so I'm happy to share the video. So Zanya, you need to start to stop sharing the screen to let me take over. Yes, perfect. And
Airports are becoming increasingly difficult to navigate. Big airports with long distances to walk, long queues for immigration and security queues. Luckily, airports around the world are providing various services to make the airport travel easy and convenient. Private terminals, meet and greet services with fast track for immigration and security lanes, porter services, lounge access, buggy service, and more. Airssist is an online marketplace that connects passengers, corporate and travel agents with the providers of airport concierge services around the world and makes these services accessible to everyone at affordable rates, allowing for automatic check of availability, immediate confirmation of services, and direct coordination between passenger, service provider, and greeter. Airssist, memorable airport experience.
So I think this was the great short video showing your services. And well, now I would like to hand over again to Sanja to start the presentation again. Perfect. Great.
I believe that I'm able to share my screen, so you should be able to see. All right.
Yes, all good.
So basically the video has shown that we are gathering together all airports around the world for us to be able to, with a one click, offer an airport assistance upon arrival, departure, and in the case of connecting flight. So what we would like to share is basically how does it look like and what actually happens at the airport. So the service we have and that exists at all airports around the world is our arrival service, and I will walk you through the experience you can expect to have upon arrival. So our greeter will meet the guests the moment that they disembark from the aircraft. We like to say it's basically the nearest point because we don't know where exactly aircraft shall be parked. That's why we are saying at the nearest point. Basically, our greeter who will hold the name sign will be the first person you should be able to see the moment you disembark from the aircraft. He will always carry a name sign for the purpose of identification. We don't know how does the guest look like. All we know is his name. So this is why we expect the passenger to identify him or herself to our greeter so that service can take place. What we do is basically we accelerate all airport formalities and basically we start with immigration. So we are always looking to find the fastest way through to the immigration counters. The reason why I say that we are always looking to find the fastest way through because we are a marketplace. We gather together all airports around the world. At some airports, we do have the fast track lane. At some airports, we don't. At the airports that we don't, we definitely have very well established relationship with the immigration officer who can simply allow us to skip the queue. So regardless how we find our way through, we keep waiting to a minimum, and you can definitely be confident that your guest will be escorted to the immigration using the fastest possible way. Once we get the green light that everything is sorted with the immigration, our job is to collect the luggage from the belt. We have a little bit of waiting usually because airline has to upload the luggage. The moment that the luggage is uploaded and on the belt, our porter or greeter will collect the luggage. Again, we will work the fastest way through all the way to the customs area. Our guest has nothing to do with the luggage. It will depend on how many pieces of luggage we have so that we know how many porters shall we allocate, or will it be the greeter who will collect the luggage from the belt. Again, we guarantee that there will be waiting capped to a minimum. Once we have collected the luggage and we worked our way through the customs area, greeter, porter as a team, they will basically guide our guests all the way to the arrivals hall, whilst we are making sure that the guest receiving party is waiting for the guest, or in case that nobody is waiting for the guest, we will definitely ensure that he will be escorted all the way through taxi or whatever designated way of his transit. This particular service exists at each and every single airport around the world. And what we would like you to take in basically is that we keep waiting to minimum. Porter is the one collecting the luggage, and we are always meeting the guest at the nearest point. And our greeter always holds a name card for the purpose of identification.
Okay, so we already have some questions, and I would maybe like to make sure again to hear you very clear. So maybe can you move the cable a bit and see, because during your talks it got a bit less than. Okay.
Is it like a background noise? Because I'm thinking maybe I can just remove these headsets.
Well, if you want to give it a try to without the headset.
I will try.
Okay, so maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it any better now?
Yes, it is better. So I think let's proceed
I cannot
then.
hear you now, unfortunately.
Okay.
Would you mind to say something just for me to
Yes.
verify if I can hear you?
So can you hear me? I'm talking to you.
I cannot hear you.
Okay. So let's give it another try with the headset then, I guess.
I cannot. You will have to go back to the headsets and then I will try to hold.
Maybe we can go on with the question and Adnan
Yeah.
can assist.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm available for any question you need.
Okay.
Actually, I have Balaz here asking some question in the chat. I'm trying to answer him.
Okay, so
sorry for this. I apologize.
but I think it's a good idea as well to well read out the questions and well explain you the answers so that all of us well do hear the questions and the answers as well. So
yeah, I really apologize. I'm trying my best to work my way through to connect with you guys.
Yes. So I will go ahead with the question. So Balaz asked if we can provide airside airport meet and greet in the USA upon international arrival. We can do that in some airports. We cannot do that in other airports. Here in Airssist, we are just a marketplace. We connect the airports and the service providers with the passengers. So if the airport does not permit to meet the passenger airside, then definitely we can do that. We cannot do that because we are just connecting them. We are not bypassing regulations and we are not changing possibilities. However, we don't stand still. Whenever we find that one vendor in a certain airport cannot meet the passenger airside, we don't take that for an answer. We go ahead and we contact any possible solution for that airport. We communicate with ground handlers, with airport authorized meet and greet providers. We go to airline representatives. We communicate with anybody who's available in the airport who we think might be able to deliver the service. And then we go ahead and verify their licenses and passes to make sure they are really authorized to do this. So this is the first question that I'm answering. I have Balaz has another question on how early we can do the book. They have to do the booking. And how about urgent bookings? We have served thousands of flights with requests arriving to us few hours before the service time. Passenger in the airport departing, asking us to serve them when they land. Everything will be arranged. However, it's not advisable. I mean, if it's needed, we do it most of the times. Of course, there is very few exception when it's very high season, New Year's Eve, Christmas, very big travel season, where depending on how much congested is the airport, we might not be able to serve. Because at the end, as I said, it's the availability of the vendors, but because we have multiple vendors available in each airport, the chances of us getting the service confirmed is higher. But it's advisable to submit the request 24 hours to 48 hours minimum before the flight, as it gives us higher chances and it avoids increase in price in some airports, as some airports levy a surcharge in case the request is placed on a very short notice. I hope I was able to answer these two questions.
Yes, perfect. So I think that is well answered very well. We do also have another very specific question I would like to raise to you as well. So it is a question, can you also take care of booking meeting rooms at the airport on transit between flights? Do you offer that service as well?
Frankly, it's not a service that we have listed on the website because the marketplace we have is offering standard packages, which is arrival meet and greet, departure meet and greet, transit meet and greet, whether it's for normal terminal or private VIP terminals. So it's 3 services: departure, arrival, and transit. However, upon request of customers, our concierge team can go ahead and go extra mile to provide any extra service in the airport the client or the travel agent might require. However, the service he asked for, he will not find it listed on the website. He just need to send us an email to our 24/7 concierge team, and then they will check the availability, quote the price, and confirm if they like to go ahead.
Okay, so perfect for answering this question. So let us see how Sanya is doing and if we can proceed with the presentation.
I believe I'm doing pretty well here when it comes to sound, but I don't know how does it sound with you guys.
Well,
So
I think it is.
Just raise your hand in case that this goes downhill so that I can correct myself.
Yes, so I think it is better now, and well, maybe it is a bit an issue about moving. So maybe well, try not to move the cable, and I think we are all fine.
Okay.
Okay.
In regards to departure, basically what we do is we meet our guests at the departure hall, and we are with them all the step of the way. What is important for us is to know who is going to drop off the guest at the airport and when is that going to be, so that we can allocate our team to be there on standby waiting for them. Again, our greeter will hold a name sign for the purpose of identification, and greeter and the porter will be the one who will collect the luggage from the guest and work the fastest way through all the way to the check-in counters. The moment we are at the check-in counters, we will try our best to accelerate all airline formalities in this case. This goes for issuing of the boarding pass and collecting the luggage on behalf of the guests, checking it through. Once we are done with the check-in formalities, we will work our way through all the way to the immigration. Again, we have absolutely no waiting, or we are trying to keep the waiting all the way to the minimum. Once we get the green light from the immigration that the passenger has been verified and that he is good to go, we are working again the fastest way through all the way to security. Security can usually be pretty congested, so we are happy to have either a fast track lane or a dedicated lane based on which we can skip the queue. Things can get a little bit tricky when it comes to departure service if we have a passenger who is flying first or business class. In that case, we will escort the passenger all the way to the airport lounge, and only prior to boarding commence announcement, we will again take the passenger from the airport lounge to the exact boarding gate. If we have a guest, let's say, who is flying economy and he doesn't have the lounge entitlement, in that case, we will immediately escort the guest all the way through to the boarding gate without stopping it in the airport lounge. So the bread and butter of this service is again that we keep waiting to a minimum, that we are escorting the guest all the way through to the boarding gate. In case we have first or business class passenger, we are more than happy to take the guest to the airport lounge, monitor the boarding time, monitor the flight time, come back to the lounge, take the guest from the lounge all the way to the boarding gate.
Okay, perfect. So I think, well, we learned a lot about the departure services. So we already have some more questions. So I would maybe rather focus now on the well, departure services now. And I think it maybe fits in here. So the question is if you also offer COVID tests.
Well, we are not entitled to offer COVID tests, but what we can do, we can accelerate the verification of COVID test results.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't support with that, but in case that guest has already a COVID test and that particular test has to be verified, you can simply skip the queues with us all the way through the health checkup.
Okay, perfect. So I think we should maybe have the overall questions about payments for the end of the presentation, and I think we should maybe move on now with the next service.
Okay. When it comes to the connecting flight service, which is basically a mix-up of arrival and departure, and since nowadays airlines don't fly all the way to the destinations around the world, we are experiencing quite a big demand for the connecting flight service. So in that case, our greeter will welcome the guest upon arrival of their first flight. Again, he will hold a name sign for the purpose of identification. Guests will be accelerated through the airport formalities. In this case, we are talking only about security. Once we have security cleared and skip those queues, guests will be escorted all the way to his onward flight. What is happening nowadays and what we have to bring to your attention that we have a lot of change of airlines. In that case, if we have change of airlines, or let's say we don't have a through ticket, meaning to say that guest has to recheck in his luggage, he again has to go through immigration and customs. We go back to square one, wherein we provide arrival and departure instead of connecting flight service. That's why we have a team which is 24/7 headquartered in Dubai, who is basically behind the platform all the time monitoring the flight and verifying and kind of, I would say, even stand by to advise which service would be the best to be booked in. Because we understand that some passengers, they don't know, or bookers, they don't know which service would be the best. Is this arrival, departure, or connecting flight? That's why we have operation team 24/7. That is basically, again, just a click away to be able to respond and to advise you which service has to be booked. However, in case of connecting flight service, if we have as well a passenger flying first or business class, you can definitely count that we will take the guest all the way to the airport lounge, and only once the boarding will commence, again from the lounge all the way to the gate of his or hers onward flight.
Okay, so perfect. So there are no questions yet regarding the connecting services. So I think we should go on. Well, no, there's just yet a question from Melissa. So would you be able to assist passengers that can only remain in the transit area but have separate tickets?
Yes, we can assist the passengers who will remain in the transit area, but they have a separate ticket. We need to verify if their luggage is checked in all the way through. If the luggage has been checked in all the way through, yes, we can help. If the luggage hasn't been checked all the way through, unfortunately, we can help, but we have to provide arrival and departure. Meaning to say that we have to ensure that the guest will clear through immigration and customs, collect the luggage, check it into its onwards flight. But as well, I would like to emphasize we are a marketplace. We gather together all airports around the world. So different airports have different rules. So that's why we always encourage you, if you can just reach out to us, ask if you have any doubt, if the service flow is not clear, so we can verify for that particular airport and that particular airline to be able to advise you better.
Okay, perfect. So once again,
did I manage to answer? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I think the question is well answered well, and we should proceed with the presentation.
I think you said that you have one more question, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there are some general questions, and I think we should maybe now proceed with the presentation and well answer these general questions by the end.
All right. So the service that we just walked you through is our standard arrival, departure, and connecting flight service, and it exists at each and every single airport around the world. What we have as an upgraded service is basically the VIP terminal service. So we have arrival, departure, and the connecting flight service. Upon arrival, this is how service go. Our greeter will be at the nearest point the moment that the passengers will disembark. It can even happen at some airports that greeter will be allocated at the aircraft door. What makes this service so special is that we have executive limousines parked on the runway waiting for the guest. In that case, guests will be chauffeured through the airfields all the way to the standalone lounge, which has in-house immigration and customs. So you can think of it as a separate VIP terminal. You're definitely not engaged in commercial terminal. You're skipping all hassle and bustle that happens at the commercial terminal, and basically you are clearing immigration and customs at your privacy, at your discretion, knowing that you have immigration officer and customs officer at your disposal. There is no lines. What we do behind the scenes is basically collecting the luggage from the commercial terminal and delivering that particular luggage all the way to the VIP terminal. The service offers as well separate entry, separate exit, and we have experienced, especially now throughout Corona timing, that this service is in demand. Before, we tend to sell the service for, let's say, first or business class passengers. Now we are seeing that even passengers who are flying economy are keen to book the VIP terminal, as it offers more privacy, and definitely it gives a VIP feel or a luxury feel. The shortfall, if I may say, of this service is that it doesn't exist at each and every single airport around the world. It exists at roughly 50, but those airports are the most frequent ones. I will take liberty to ask if any question.
So we do not have any questions specifically regarding the VIP services. So I think we should proceed. And well, again, there are some general questions. I would then think it is the best way to answer them by the end of the presentation.
All right. In regards to departure, so we welcome our guests at the entrance of the departure VIP terminal. VIP terminal can be, I like to say, kind of secretive, that we don't know where exactly the location of the VIP terminal is. This is why we have operation team 24/7. In case of booking of the VIP terminal, we always provide an airport map, so exactly the drivers of a passenger know where he should be dropped off and picked up at. VIP terminal has by default in-house immigration and customs facilities. So our job is to clear all the immigration and all the custom facilities on formalities on behalf of the guest, while simply he can enjoy the beautiful lounge and waiting for the boarding to commence. The moment that we get notified that the boarding is about to commence, we will allocate again our chauffeur-driven vehicles on the runway that will drive through the airfields all the way to the aircraft stairs. And basically guests will be one of the last people to board the flight and definitely will be given the VIP field.
Okay, great. Well, good to hear that services, and well, there are currently no questions, so I would.
All right. I will move towards our last service, which is the connecting flight service, which is again a mixture of arrival and departure. We welcome the guest at the nearest point. In this case, likely it will be aircraft door. We have exclusive limousines parked on the runway waiting for the guests. Guests again will be chauffeured all the way through airfields to the standalone VIP lounge that has in-house immigration and customs. While his guest is waiting for his onwards flight, he can simply enjoy the beauty of the VIP facility, and only again, once we get notified that his flight is about to commence, we will take the guest all the way from the VIP lounge, again through the airfields, all the way to the aircraft door of his or her onwards flight. The main difference, I would say, between the VIP and the standard service that we have a chauffeur-driven cars. Service is taking place in the VIP facility with in-house immigration, in-house customs, and basically everything is at their disposal. They can simply enjoy and relax and wind while is waiting for the boarding to commence, or upon arrival while we are waiting for the clearance to be done. And this basically brings me to the end of, not a presentation, only of the service flow in regards to arrival, departure, and the connecting flights. And now we shall look deeper into system itself, but still I would like to take a liberty if there is any question in regards to services that we provide.
Well, we do have some general questions, so maybe we should answer the question. If you accept credit cards.
Okay, so this is definitely something which is related to the booking itself. So allow me just to walk you through briefly step by step on how to make a booking.
Yeah.
So platform in our experience is super quick, user-friendly, and easy to navigate through. You can log in with your account details, select between the flight details or airport name, whatever suits you better. You should select the service type, fill in the passengers number, count, and the luggage count. Based on that, you can see all the packages we provide on a global scale or on that particular airport of your choice, and select the most suitable one. Again, I would like to emphasize we are a marketplace, so definitely you can see for each airport we have a lot of service providers. They do have either a different pricing or a different service flow, so you should dig deep into that and just make sure that which provider would actually meet your needs. On the payment section, you can basically view your flight and invoice details, fill up the lead passenger information, and settle the payment. In this case, yes, we do accept almost all cards. I will just ask my colleagues to correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, we do accept vast majority of the credit and debit cards.
Okay, actually for mode of payments, we have two options in Airssist. First one will be through Airssist wallet. Since you are always sellers, wherein you can top up a certain amount in advance for your future bookings. It can be through bank transfer or credit card. Okay, and the second option of mobile payment will be book and pay procedure. So you're going to pay only the actual purchase of service package you wish to book. So is it clear somehow that we have two options for Airssist?
Well,
Any
yes.
further questions?
So I think, well, the payment question is then cleared very well. So as soon as as long as there's some further open questions about the payment, please ask them via the chat, and well, we're happy to read them out here. And well, I think we have all your experts here in this call to answer all the questions, which is great.
All right, so once we settle the payment, you will be directed to confirmation. The service will be instantly confirmed, and you can view your booking ID, flight details, and fill in any additional details if needed. You will get an email notification with the voucher, which is generated along with the status and receipt. You will see it's so simple to make a booking, so I don't think that booking system will present any obstacle. And again, we have team 24/7 available to assist you in case of any needs. Any other question, Inga, in regards to how to make a booking?
Well, there are currently no questions about the booking itself, so I think, yeah, we should proceed.
All right. So each travel agency basically has their own personal dashboard wherein you can see the pending bookings, upcoming bookings, booking history, and wallet page, as my colleague explained, where you can verify the wallet balance. And which brings me to an end is actually that we have quite, I would say, a good deal for the travel agencies as yourself, because we would like to support you at our best. So we feel that if we join forces and try to get this product out there in the market, that we should all be rewarded. Therefore, we have a commission which is paid quarterly by the 15th of the following quarter month. The way that we settle this payment is basically by giving you additional balance that will be rectified in the wallet balance. So you can use it for the new bookings.
Okay, great. So I think we should, well, then proceed with the general questions. And well, it's great that you also show your contact details here.
Mm-hmm. So we have team 24/7. You can see it via email, via live chat, via WhatsApp, via call. We are just literally a quick call or maybe a text or email away. And again, we are working 24/7.
Okay.
So we are open to questions, all of us. I think it's like 6 of us. So
Okay.
being eager to hear how can you challenge us with a question and what can we do better for you?
Okay, perfect. So we do have some general questions. So I would like to start with the question of Mohammed. So are you assisting on the terminal hotel reservations?
To be honest with you, I'm not certain that I understand the question. What do you mean by the hotel terminal reservation? If he can clarify, Mohammed, I would appreciate.
Well, I think here the question is about if you offer to book a hotel upon arrival and departure.
Okay, so I believe we can assist with any additional service. It's not our core business, but that doesn't mean we will not extend our support and definitely ensure that booking. It's not a part of the market platform, but we can definitely look into that and extend our support, and any additional service we can provide, we would be more than happy to.
Anya, the question was the hotels which are inside of the terminal in case of the transit, which is longer than 12 hours or something like this.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for clarifying. Okay, so in case that we have a hotel inside, yes, most certainly we can assist, and most certainly we can arrange a booking of a hotel that is actually in the connecting area.
Okay, perfect. So we do have a question from Mokia. So it refers to the languages you can offer your services. So maybe you can give us a better overview on the languages in your platform and also the languages your service provider do speak.
So language in the platform, what I'm seeing is English as of the moment. When it comes to our vendors, they are all multi-language, so we can definitely count on their assistance in the native language or whatever language. We can clarify this with the vendor as well ahead, but definitely the native language of a final destination or wherever passenger is flying to will take place. In regards to platform, as of the moment English, but maybe Adnan can shed a light. Shall we have any translation in the future?
I mean, currently we don't have requests for that because I think everybody in the travel industry is using English, but we can definitely consider that once there's demand from customers for this. I mean, languages we may consider at the beginning might be Arabic, Chinese, Russian, because many people in these areas maybe don't speak frequent English. Other regions, we still don't have demand for this, but we can always consider it.
Okay,
so as you can see, we are always open to other suggestions and to implement whatever we feel that we can both benefit from. So yeah, we would like to leave that impression towards you that if you feel that something has to be amended or something has to be improved or enhanced, we are more than happy to do so.
Okay, and which language is the greeter going to use with the passenger?
Depends on the destination of travel. If you're flying to France, he can speak French and English. If you're flying here to Dubai, we have Arabic, English, Chinese speakers. So again, it will depend on the destination.
Okay. Okay, and we do have a question from Mohammed. Will the booker receive the greeter's contact details prior to the service? And if yes, how long before does he get it?
So a rule of a book is that usually we don't give out the greeter details. It's not that we don't give out, it's that we simply don't know because it can change. You can think that, let's say on a daily basis for the particular flight, we might have 10 arrivals. So we don't know who is actually going to assist that passenger prior to the touchdown. So in that case, kind of to protect ourselves, we do not share the greeter details upon arrival. Upon departure, because greeter is supposed to meet the passenger, we do share the greeter details. Verlene, if you can just fill me in if I have said something which is not in line with the platform, please help me out on this.
Yeah, sure. Everything is correct. So definitely we are trying not to share the greeter details as well in order for us not to interrupt the greeters while assisting the passengers. So anyhow, our concierge team will be there 24/7 to provide a status of the service from meeting the passengers until handing over the passenger to the assigned driver.
Okay, thank you very much for clarification. I think this question is then answered. So we do currently have no other open questions. So once again to the audience, well, feel free to ask your questions in this chat. Well, we have plenty of experts here who are happy to answer your questions. So well, please again use this opportunity to ask your questions. Okay, so we give all a little bit of time to think about some further information they might have missed in the presentation. So let's see if there are coming some more questions up.
You can also share our details. Whatever question they have, they can ask us, all of us. I mean, Sanya is going to send you all the emails and contacts. They can contact us anytime. We can answer any questions they may have.
Well, perfect. Yes, we do share all the information as well in our extranet, MyLCC. So that is what we definitely do. And I would like to ask another question from Daniel Baum. Where can we see the price table? So do you have a price table, or is it do you have
so the moment that you log into system and fill in the details, you can select the package and you will be able to see all the rates. By this, I mean, because we are a marketplace, we gather together many service providers. For the same service, you should be able to see a couple of price tiers, but definitely they are in the system the moment that you fill in the details.
Okay, perfect. So prices depend on, well, the arrival times and the airport itself. So there's no fixed price table. It depends on, well, the service you want to book.
If I may comment, yes, of course, they have to go to the airport and then they have to choose the service. Is it arrival, departure, or transit? And then there will be multiple providers. So each provider will have their own price list. And based on the information filled in the system, they will find the provider price list. And of course, we encourage all the LCC members to establish their own accounts, because based on that, they can get discounted rates, and they can also get a commission on all the bookings they have made, they can make on the platform. So it's advisable to book and to search prices as an account, as someone who subscribed to the system already, rather than a guest.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much for clarification and, well, answering this question. So I would like to, well, welcome you again to ask your questions in this chat. We do have the experts here today, and, well,
I was thinking maybe we can as well just send a small introduction on how to set up a corporate account. If you don't mind, just to share with all members. It's pretty easy, a couple of clicks away. And then, as Adnan said, you will be given by default the corporate rates.
Yes, perfect. So I think we will share all this information with our agency. So I think that's definitely a good idea. Okay, so Panka has another question about, well, the time limit for bookings again. So can bookings be done within 24 hours of client's arrival?
I will pass it on to this question to my colleague Ferlin.
Yes, definitely we can accept bookings even for 24 hours. But actually we can also accept most of the time, even for short notice requests, let's say 2 hours before the arrival, or even the passenger is already at the airport for departure. So as my CEO mentioned earlier, it is always subject to availability if the request will be on urgent basis. But then again, we can accept any bookings for 24 hours, but we also advise to book the service 48 or 24 hours to be in the safe side.
Okay, so thank you again for clarification. So I think, well, we need to note that it is possible to do some short notice reservations, but it is recommended to do it, well, maybe 48 hours before departure. Okay, great. So are there further questions? Please ask them via the chat. We do have some time left, so use the opportunity to ask the questions. We do have the experts here today. Okay, so as I do not see any further questions, I would like to give you an overview where to find all the information within our extranet. So Sanja, I would like you to stop sharing the screen and I will share my presentation to let you know where you find the information. Okay. So I guess you see the presentation mode now. So I would like to highlight again where to find all our supplier presentation information. So you do our preferred supplier sheet under supplier.lcc.de, where you find all our preferred suppliers. And I would highlight again that you find all the information about our suppliers if you log into My LCC and use the tab Suppliers and Steering, and you will find our preferred supplier conditions in our preferred supplier overview. And again, you will find our preferred supplier brochure as well under Suppliers and Steering. And I would like to highlight as well that you see all our new suppliers and all further information on the For Employees section, and you will find also Airssist there with an article there. And I just saw that we do have another question. Okay. Okay, so it is about flight cancellations and if that will be then shifted to the next flights.
Okay, so in case there is a flight cancellation, so as we all know, airline and meet and greet service are two different entities. So in that case, we need to be notified at least 24 hours in order for us to set up the new service for the new flight of the passenger. However, in case there will be advice less than the terms and conditions, then we have to charge the client for any cancellation of the flight.
Okay, perfect. And well, then for how many days can be rescheduled the existing booking in case of a flight cancellation or flight changes?
Well, actually, each airport, they have their own rules and terms and conditions. Let's say in Europe, most of the airports, they have a cancellation of any cancellation 72 hours, there will be 50% cancellation charges. And any cancellation less than 48 hours, it will be full charges. But then not all airports will have the same terms. There are some airports wherein there will be no penalties if you will cancel or change the bookings more than 24 hours. So in that case, in each booking, we're going to provide you the terms and conditions And you can just advise us at least beyond the terms and conditions in order for us to do the amendments without any penalties.
Okay, so I think, well, that question is answered then, so thank you very much. Again, well, we do have some time left, so if you would like to ask another question, feel free to type it in the chat. And while doing that, we do have a short survey to ask you about the services that is well presented here today with Airssist. So we would like to know if that is something relevant for you in your local market. So well, it would be great if you could answer that short question with us to give us well, a feeling about the services that was just presented. Well, and some answers are coming in, and well, it is great to see that well, most of the users here answer yes, it is definitely something that is very relevant for the local market. And well, some answer yes, they're not sure yet, they need more details and information. So again, I would like to highlight that you find all the information in MyLCC, and we will also send out the presentation after this webinar to you, so you will find further information there. And well, as Sanja already said, they are very happy to answer your questions and might set up a call with you to well finalize all the things needed to start booking. Okay, perfect. So thank you very much for participating in our small survey. I just see that Carol wants to know if you have some tutorial videos or a YouTube channel to show you how to book through your system and maybe how to register for a corporate account.
In regards to how...
So go ahead, Sanja. I was just want to say that Carol is from our team, Inya. So these videos are ours. They can go and see them and get to know how to make an account.
Sorry, I thought it was a question if you have it, but well, it's maybe again a good idea to highlight it also within this call that you do have some YouTube videos and some tutorials. So and well, we do upload this all in MyLCC, so you will find it there as well. So yeah. Okay, perfect. So I do not see any further questions. So I think we do have well answered them very well during this webinar. And well, it was great to learn more about your services. So thank you very much for this webinar and for your detailed presentation. Again, we are very happy to have you now in our preferred supplier portfolio. And well, thank you very much for this.
Thank you as well, Inga. We are more than happy to be given an opportunity to see our business growth. And if there is anything, and I genuinely mean that we can do better or that we can do it for you, please reach out to us.
Okay, perfect. So again, we will share all the contact information and well, great to have you here today. And with this, I would like to highlight our next Industry Wednesday webinar, which will be with Rates Pro. That is also a new supplier in our preferred supplier portfolio, and it is a new hotel platform. So once again, you are very welcome to join us next week to learn about that, more about that new hotel platform. So once again, thank you very much for joining this webinar today. And well, we are very happy to welcome you again next week.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. See you on the next webinar.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Andrej.
Bye.
Čujemo se.
Čujemo se.